I remember I was in 6th grade when my sexuality was defined for me. 6th grade? You're like what, 11 or 12 years old? I never even thought about sexuality at that point. But a group of guys came up to me, asking me if I liked guys, and they went through a very extensive list of reasons why they thought I was gay, as if I were some science experiment. You know, I never understood some people's sheer obsession with someone else's business before they get a chance to understand themselves first. I still feel a bit slighted or a type of way about it. Like I never got the chance to grow into my own. Like my sexuality was thrust upon me before I was even ready. After that, it was a bit of a struggle. I was marked. I was different. I stood out, and for all the wrong reasons. I wanted to figure out how to stop being that thing. But I did figure it out. I guess they were right. Things really do get better. In college, I came out to my friends. Thankfully, they all still accepted and loved me. Yay. And then I moved to Chicago. Chicago was my renaissance. For the first time, I could experiment with how I looked and who I liked. I could explore aspects of myself that I never even knew existed. For once, all the things that people in my past saw as faults were finally celebrated. And that confidence propelled me into law school. I was really excited about coming to Notre Dame. I mean, come on. Campus is absolutely gorgeous. One of the best law schools in the country. But I don't know, just when I got here, it wasn't what I expected. I will admit, it's hard to tell a professor's political views, which is important, you know, neutrality of the law and all that. But I don't know, like, I felt like I wasn't enough. I would hear laughter when I strutted down the halls, when I would pretend like it was my own runway. People, professors even, would give me that kind of look where you can feel eyes intensely studying you. When I would show up to class or office hours with nail polish on. But it wasn't even the school that gave me pause. One time, I wore a bunch of glitter to a football game. We went to Brothers after. And some dude stopped my friend to ask, what's wrong with him? What was wrong with me? Could you imagine that? A man wearing glitter indicates that there's something wrong with him. After that, I began to think I didn't belong. I pored over every detail, ripping apart every aspect of my personality to figure out what was wrong with me. It was like I took a huge step back into the closet. I began to edit myself. I changed the way I walked, made sure my voice would sound extra deep. And you would never see any nail polish on me. No, I didn't want anything to be wrong with me. And you know what? I know there's nothing wrong with me. I know I'm unique. I know I'm smart. I know I belong. No, I deserve to be here. But you know what? This shit is absolutely exhausting. I'll be honest with you, I'm tired. Do you think an obviously straight white man, whatever obviously straight even means, has to deal with any of this shit? Do you think they're hyper aware of the way they sound, making sure they don't swing their hips too much or else that'll give it away? Do you think they have to be aware of every little detail because anything too feminine will destroy any shred of credibility they have? Do you think they have to fight to be respected? No. They're perfect just the way they are. All they have to worry about as if their shirt is pressed enough, if every little strand of hair is slicked back enough, if they smell good enough. All they have to do is show up, and that'll always be good enough. It was a bad day, and I decided to take a walk across campus. Being Hispanic, I grew up in the faith, grew up Catholic. And I know what the doctrine says about homosexuality. I get that. But the aesthetic, being in the presence of something bigger than me, calms me down. That day, I walked towards the statue of Jesus, the one where he's looking at the dome. Etched into the statue is Venite admet omnes. Come to me, everyone. Everyone. There are no conditions imposed. All Jesus asks of us is to come to him. No matter our state, no matter our imperfections, just come to him. And then I walk into a classroom and I witness the hypocrisy Jesus despised. Do you think the professor, he lists the conspiracy elements, but I know that he thinks that I don't deserve the same rights he has because something that I cannot change? I look at the cross and I don't see salvation. All I see is judgment. I know my sexuality doesn't define me, but my queerness is all that they can see. I know I'm worthy in his eyes. But when will I be worthy in their eyes? For once, I'd just like to be enough.